Hi everybody, I hope you're all okay. I found a lovely story I'd like to share with you called Time for a Hug. Snuggly Monster was a very cuddly monster. He had soft fur and strong arms, perfect for giving lovable, fun, squeezy, huggable hugs. Snuggly loved to hug everyone he met. He hugged small monsters, he hugged tall ones, he hugged sad monsters, he hugged happy ones. Hugging is the best fun in the world, thought Snuggly. Then one day, Snuggly was on his way to see his best friend Giggly. At the bus stop, he met Stripey Monster. Stripey's fur was dull and pale. She was very cold from waiting for the bus. Snuggly gave Stripey a warm hug, and soon her fur was bright and fluffy again. "Thanks, Snuggly," she cried. At last the bus arrived and Snuggly got on. He saw Noisy Monster looking sad. "I've lost my voice," said Noisy in a tiny whisper. Snuggly gave Noisy a hug to cheer him up. Noisy was so pleased he'd forgot that he was sad. "Thank you, Snuggly," he whispered. At the next stop, Snuggly heard a strange noise. He saw little Bouncy Monster on the road. He'd bounced into the lamppost and bumped his knee. Snuggly jumped off the bus, scooped Bouncy up and gave him a hug. Bouncy stopped crying right away. Snuggly's hug made his knee stop hurting, just like magic. At last Snuggly arrived at Giggly's house. He couldn't wait to give his friends a hug. He pressed the doorbell. Ding dong. Snuggly waited, and he waited, but no one answered the door. Suddenly, Snuggly heard giggling sounds coming from the back garden. He peeped over the fence and saw his best friend Giggly playing with someone new. Giggly and the someone new swung on the swings. Then they slid down the slide. Suddenly, Snuggly felt sad. "Giggly's forgotten all about me," he said with a sniffle. Then Snuggly saw the someone new give Giggly Monster a great big hug. Snuggly's happiness vanished and big watery tears dribbled down his face onto his fur. "Giggly Monster's got a new best friend," he wailed. Snuggly sobbed and more tears came. Drip, drop, plip, plop. Snuggly Monster made such a noise that Stripey, Bouncy and Noisy came running. "What's the matter?" they asked. Just then, Giggly and the someone new came out of the garden. They wanted to know why Snuggly Monster was crying too. Snuggly Monster pointed at the someone new and said, "Giggly's got a new best friend." Then Snuggly Monster started crying all over again. Big fat tears splashed into puddles on the ground. Giggly Monster explained that the someone new was his cousin, Funny Monster. "You're my only best friend, Snuggly," he said. Snuggly Monster had made a mistake and he felt very silly indeed. "I'm sorry, Funny," he said. "I'm sorry, Giggly and Stripey and Noisy and Bouncy." "Never mind," said Giggly. "Everyone makes mistakes. What you need now, Snuggly, is a great big hug." All the monsters gathered round and gave Snuggly Monster the biggest, huggiest hug he'd ever had. "That was lovely," said Snuggly Monster. All his tears dried up and suddenly he felt happy again. "Come on everyone," said Giggly. "Let's play in the garden." The monsters had fun all afternoon, playing lots of games, and Snuggly was back to his old self. He gave everyone lots of hugs and felt happier than ever. That night, Snuggly Monster cuddled up in bed with his teddy. He remembered the lovely hug he had from all his monster friends. "I love giving hugs, but I love getting them too," he thought. Then he settled down to a lovely, huggy, snuggly sleep. The end. I hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you all soon. Bye.